Morning, guys. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Oh, goodness gracious. You guys, you know what is so crazy? Spirit, the universe, the flow. It's really crazy because I literally, the day the Virgo full moon was going to be at peak, I wanted to do a collective reading and check in. So I set up 3 different times, and I was joking. Like, one thing happened, and then something with the camera happened, and then another thing happened, and I was joking when I initially even came back on yesterday. I was like, this is take 3 or take whatever, isn't that crazy? And I guess it was just like it wasn't time for the message or, whatever the case. But I wasn't feeling necessarily a blockage, or anything. I'm going to get into my lemon water, y'all. I love this stuff so much. But it was just so crazy. Basically, because I recorded this whole video. It was like 40 minutes long. And then I don't even know. Sorry guys, was it yesterday? YouTube's just was really weird. Uploads were weird. It was a weird day with YouTube anyway. And now that I reflect on it, it kind of makes sense. Because it's so weird. Spirit, and the guides and the energy is going to be what it is, right? But I felt so good and connected to that video and the message. And I was just like, man, I'm feeling it, And then I uploaded it. But then it disappeared. And then later that day, I think this was yesterday, right? Later that day, let me get into my Be Calm balm, you guys. I love this balm so much. I need to put my balms and oils up on the website so you can find them. But always visit me on the socials. My Facebook business page. I update a lot. Instagram. I do like very small batches because I'm picky about quality and energy and sound bathing and every little step that goes into infusions of oils and choosing my balms and everything. A lot of the stuff, if not close to everything in this balm specifically, except for the rose petals, I forage. So anyway, Lord, grounded out. It was just weird. So I got my Be Calm balm on my heart chakra, and we're going to ground it out. But I did this whole video, and I was super connected to it. I felt like it was flowing. It was in resonance with the messages that I'd been doing for my one-on-ones for the full moon and my tarot group and everything. And I don't know what happened, y'all. Later on, I kind of heard some feedback from the YouTube community and this and that, some astrologers that I follow, some teachers and such, that they were having issues with YouTube and uploads as well. I went to look at my backup drive and it was gone. It was just the weirdest thing. You guys, anyway. So I kind of took it as a message, because I had been having these one-on-ones, and the group of people that reserve pretty much my full moon time every single month, either on a monthly basis or they pay for the entire year ahead, right? So I reserve that time for them. And then if I have any other time around the full moon, I kind of let people know and let my communities know. So I was doing my full moon tarot, and I kept encouraging people to, be in the womb of Pisces. Excuse me, because this Virgo full moon energy, look at that in the candles. Did you see the candle go out? It's a message, because it's confirmation to me, is that I was trying so hard. And it's not to say, it was a great message. And I felt like it was resonant within the message that were already coming out. And I was like, yeah. But I don't know, man, and then I was reflecting on this morning and last night. So I was telling someone about what happened. This is something new I'm going to try too. This is a really good organic juice shot. What is this one, y'all? Watermelon strawberry. Sorry, I'm just looking at the sugars. But yeah, it was just weird. And then I was reflecting on this message about how and we do this. Oh, y'all, that's good. But it's good in like a, as if you were eating the fruit kind of way, and not like a over flavored. I mean, obviously it's just the fruit, but that's good. That's really good. Let me finish this. I feel like watermelon and strawberry, it reminds me of the heart chakra. But it was like, we as, you could say, light workers, but that term gets so twisted, and people, it's semi cringe. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm Aquarian as hell, and I don't care about no cringe, and I don't care what anybody has to say about it. But you know, way showers, teachers, message bringers, channelers, and when we are in this position, sometimes we put this emphasis on ourselves, and any kind of teacher, you know, right, or any kind of leader, or anyone in this position, you know, whatever our divine calling and soul purpose is, and as it fleshes out in our communities, they're all equally necessary and needed. But I'm saying, we tend to do this thing where we teach and we show and we guide and we help and we lead, but sometimes we need to take a little bit of our own messages. And so I was explaining to people that Virgo full moon window can kind of get you whipped up in the Virgo frenzy, especially with the incoming of this fire energy. These planets are already in Aries. Our two benefics are both in Aries, and we're just kind of feeling this uptick in energy. And so whipped with the Virgo full moon, we can kind of leave the emotional womb work that is still left to do in Pisces season before we complete the end of the zodiac wheel. It's very necessary, important work. And so I was telling people this, and I was just thinking like, you know, the Virgo mindset was on me. And I'm not going to say I wasn't doing my own personal work, because I was. You know, but was I really giving it my full attention? Full moons tend to be very busy for me. And in my Virgo mindset, you know, I felt good. I was checking off my list. I was getting the messages done. You know, I was nailing it, so to speak, right? And this is our hustle and grind. I'm going to get it. I'm going to make a list. I'm going to hit it. I'm moving quickly. I'm efficient. And that's fine. It's good. It serves us when it's necessary to do so. But sometimes, you know what I mean? You just are called back by spirit and your ancestors and guides, and they're like, hey, you know, time out. Why don't you take a little dose of your own medicine? And I just thought about how, in the midst of everything I was already doing, you know, wrapping up some candle orders and custom orders, and pouring my energy and love into those, and then doing the full moon work. And it's just the work we do, you know, and we have to remember balance. And I was just trying so hard on that damn video, you know, and it was almost like ancestors of spirit, you know, my higher self, and the energy was like, how you going to tell everybody else to do their womb work, you know, to sit with their feelings? And it was already such an emotional channeling all the readings, especially just a few specific ones, because I'm very connected to my full moon group people. Some of us have been walking together for multiple years now, if not close to all of us, close to. But it was an emotional read, you know, because the full moon in Virgo, the energy of Virgo wants to come and kind of help us sweep out and clean house and organize and evaluate and say, let go of what we don't need. Sometimes, and in the, think of this energy in the balming, in the womb, in the liminal, in the in-between of Pisces, Neptune ruled, you know, very, very liminal, very full of emotional release, but also very full of magical potential. Divine yin water flow. You know, divine yin water flow would say, let it be as it'll be, child. You know, if you try to do that video damn near 3 times and that thing ain't coming up, it's like my ancestors saying that message. It doesn't matter how good it was. It wasn't the place for it, wasn't the time. It was like being smacked on the hand and saying, yeah, you may have delivered a great message, but I was trying to show you 3 different times to stop and pull back on that. You know, so it was a lesson. And I take it as such. We're all always learning lessons if we're doing the work right? So I thought I would come and check in with you guys today and see how you did with the full moon. And we're still, you know, the full moon really peaked in its energy between the 7th and the 8th. We are still in this in-between where Saturn has shifted from Aquarius to Pisces. So we're definitely still feeling kind of the waning off this powerful full moon. We may still, you know, the energy reverberates out for multiple days. So we still kind of ebb and flow with it. I think we are all definitely feeling, I would say, powerful release. I think sometimes when we focus on a full moon, it's absolutely celebratory. I personally don't practice petition work or like, you know, set specific vision work or I guess however you do your own personal manifestation journey. I reserve that for the new moon. That's how I was taught, but also that is how it energetically feels right to me. My own intuition, you know, we should always all flow with our own intuition. It's definitely a release time already, whether you're grieving and releasing, whether you're celebrating or releasing, whether you're honoring or remembering and releasing, whatever the case is, right? And maybe a little bit of all of that. You know, because we've had a huge shift. You know, Saturn moves around its journey over a process. I think it's like, is it 27, 28, 30 years, something like that. So each time that Saturn, the classical big daddy, the boss, the gatekeeper of the sky, the lord of karma and time, he spends big chunks of time in his transit through different planet placements, right? So he's been in Aquarius, and now he's shifted to Pisces and will not be back into Aquarius for like, you know, another 27, 28 years, whatever the case. So it's a big shift. It's kind of like a teacher graduating with his class to the next level, you know, because Saturn teaches us about accountability, responsibility, maturity, and the lessons we've been learning. And with his placements and movements, with Uranus and Taurus, and you know, the dancing that he's been doing with Aquarius has really been about the evolution of self, but how we're going to become accountable for that, how we're going to make it sustainable in the long term, how we are learning what karmic cycles, what cycles of time and maturity have taught us about how we want to evolve into the most authentic version of ourselves. And how we view hope, how we view realignment in a more evolutionary way, right? And so now Saturn is shifting into Pisces, and it kind of feels like this whole new territory. I shared something on social media the other day, and it was a quote, something like from Frida, and she was explaining, people were telling her that she was painting these things that weren't real or something like this, but the gist of the quote was, I'm painting my own realities and they're real to me. And so, you know, now we move into this whole new Saturn placement, and it does feel very much like, welp, you know, I've torn down a lot of foundations that weren't serving me. And now I'm in a new reality. How will I go forth and mature into that? How will I go forth and take responsibility for that? And it still does feel very liminal. We're still, in Pisces season, we're definitely still feeling, you know, it's like an infinity symbol looping between endings and new beginnings, and there's a merge and there's birth, but there's dissolution and release. And I think sometimes we think that when we release something, it means it's dead, it's gone, it's out of our lives forever. And I think the liminal space, and the growth and maturity, the realization is that sometimes it doesn't always look like that. Sometimes release means letting go of old storylines attached to things, or healing from wounds and traumas. So maybe Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not encouraging hanging on to anything that's unhealthy, toxic, or damaging, or that you absolutely know has served its purpose. It is no longer. I kept saying in the one-on-ones, I was like, I saw this meme about the Virgo full moon, and it was something like Marie Kondo, everything out your life. You know, Virgo full moon's going to come in like her and just have. Does it give you joy? No. Does it give you joy? No. So sometimes that does mean this contract is complete forever. It doesn't have to be in my life anymore. But sometimes it means giving forgiveness to things, you know, and maybe things stay in our life, but they mature and evolve and they look different and they feel different too. So I just hope that you're being open with your mind and your heart. I hope you're being gentle with yourself while also letting Virgo's waning energy from this full moon, you know, serve you in cleaning out your home, cleaning out your energy fields, cleaning out your mind, body, spirit. Spring cleaning is a vibe, okay, is a vibe for Virgo full moon. So if that's where you're at this week, I hope you take that as a tangible, like 3D ritual for what is happening in your mind, body, spirit, you know, your emotional bodies, your spiritual bodies. It's the law of polarity. The pendulum is always swinging both ways, and so we find balance, and we are hopefully balancing in between honoring what we're feeling, but then putting tangible steps behind that as well. And I was explaining that this, in a way, is a ritual in itself, because it signals to its energy. You know, everything is energy, everything is frequency, everything is the law of vibration, right? Everything vibrates. And so when we put out a frequency and we do something like cleaning out our home, donating things that we no longer use, literally cleaning, you know what I'm saying? Look, y'all, I'm Aquarius. Y'all know I love my astrology and reading everyone's chart, you know. So I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have a damn drop of earth in my energetic signature. I know, send help, right? Some Virgo or someone somewhere cringed and said, oh no, but you know what? We know our strengths and weaknesses, but anyway, I do clean because I have a mindfulness of what I need in my routine to stay grounded. So I do certain things as a routine and for groundedness, but in my heart, naturally, I'm not like I'm clean, I would say. And I've grown a lot. I've always been clean. I'm not going to say I'm always manically organized. Let's leave it at that. Cleanliness is important. Yes. But you know, organization. She another beast, and we learn as we go with her. But I'm saying cleaning out your home, like on this level of where like you're cleaning baseboards, you are going through closets, you are looking in the back corners, you're dusting the cobwebs, you know, you're throwing your windows open and you're smudging, you're spraying, you're doing whatever you need to do to release energy, energetic cords and attachments in your home and sacred space. Your whole home is a sacred space. Right? So, you know, 3 of Pentacles, High Priestess, 10 of Wands. Yep. Queen of Swords, is very much like, you know, in order to build new foundations and to feel comfortable in the place where we relax and we go to the in-between, we can't carry a lot of energetic burden here. And it's almost like the Queen of Swords wants to come through on a spiritual and an emotional body type of way. But also the 3 of Pentacles, we're going to ground it all the way down into the 3D. So cleaning, spring cleaning, that energy, you know, releasing. I had an experience last year of being in an RV. I did the RV life thing. I still do have the RV, but I'm not in it full time right now. I won't say never again, but not right now. It is still part of my life, but anyway, last year for a big chunk of the year, all the way until late fall, I did RV life, and it was a very interesting experience in understanding energetic attachments that we hold onto, things that we grasp onto. Can we scooch in here? Yeah, hold on, let me fix us, you guys. Yeah, it's like energetic things that we hold on to tightly to, we establish cords to, you know, books, tools, whatever it is, whatever it is in your home is your sacred space, and the energy needs to be cleansed. We get very, very much attached to things, and our society and our culture encourages that. And so it's something that we can always work on in growth, right? But practicing releasing, you realize when you have very little that you need very little, and that then the things that you deeply cherish, you develop a new relationship with. But then you have this beautiful experience of the process of when I let go, new comes, and then I don't have to form attachments, and then I can let go, and then new comes. And I may not enjoy it forever, if only for a time, but then I release, and then new comes. Some things stay, some things go. And then energetic corded attachments to tangible belongings becomes, when you let go of that, it becomes very freeing. And then we have more space to, just be with what is, and it's more a state of being, and it is a very freeing experience, going through that with the RV and just having very, very, very minimal. It's almost, it becomes addictive. Okay. Like, I'm not going to say books was the hardest struggle. Books. Okay. And I did wean them down like a lot, but I always try to give books to people, that really want to claim them, and they're in my community and my tribe. But anyway, books, gemstones, tarot deck, a lot of stuff, but weaning down a lot of stuff is anyway, the point is, it's a good practice to release sometimes how tightly we cling our energy to things. And it's funny because, in other depictions of the Ten of Wands, he's carrying a lot on his back. And it makes me think of that Erykah Badu, pack light. What is that, bag lady? You gonna hurt your back. So. Y'all with me, you know what I'm talking about. We have to let go of some of the things that we walk around and carry on our back. To build anew, to carve out space, to build anew of what is incoming to us, for new and fresh foundations. And it's kind of interesting, in the pre-Raphaelite tarot here, the Queen of Swords, who is clarity of mind, clear thinking, the cloud here, you see how the cloud is like blowing above her? It's kind of funny. It's like blowing off the dust, clearing out the cobwebs of the mind. And this is it. This is spring cleaning energy. We do this in our homes. We do this energetically. We do this spiritually. So I appreciate how, Virgo full moon in the Pisces season is really showing up with this energy. We do have the High Priestess here. It's very interesting because I drew the High Priestess for myself in my own journal work last night. And one of I was reading Marie White's from her book, the Maternal Tarot, and it's amazing, by the way, if you don't have it. Oh gosh, it's amazing. If you only got that deck for the art alone, I was telling this to someone else, but she was making this comment about how, the High Priestess is connected to all the divine yin water element, in her womb, in her body, in her blood, that goes back thousands of lineages of divine feminine, all the way back to the mother, our mother, the ocean. And it was very interesting how she was explaining that this is connected to kind of like divine memory and the portals that we as divine feminine and our energy and our womb, not connected to having children, okay? Because regardless of whether you do or don't, you still have that womb space, sacral chakra, womb space down there. And it was this womb energy, and it was connected to like memory and timelines connecting through memory. And then I was hearing someone else, sometimes, especially with major arcana, I love to just really dig in. I love everyone's perspective. I love learning new things, learning new symbolism. I'll always be a lifelong learner. Cheers to our air signs, right? But someone else was teaching about the High Priestess and how she heals the maternal line. And it hit on a big emotional note for me that I had been going through personally, but it had to do with this maternal lineage, this ancestral maternal side, going back 7 generations and healing the bloodline, healing the pain that was carried in the womb. And I was listening to this teaching. I've heard it before, but it resonated anew because we are in the womb. We are in imbulk season. You know, this is in the belly. This is the mother's milk. And these are the representations on the wheel of the year. And this is also the womb that we sit in Pisces season before we rebirth the entire zodiac wheel with the new baby, the new Aries. I do love me some Aries energy. That shit can get wild, but okay, I do love it. I have a lot of fire placements, and I have a couple of big personal planets and fire signs as well, so I relate. But I'm always drawn back to this, and it finds me in different ways at different times in my life, and it's the reminder. I'm not looking at it to quote it 1,000% scientifically accurate right now, okay? But it's the gist that, you know, when your mother is born, she has all the eggs. When a female is born, she has all those eggs in her already that she will ever have access to birth in her life. And what is it like? So essentially, as your grandmother was carrying your mother as an egg, your mother also was carrying you. And you can think about the mirroring effect of that on both sides. Like how many, I can't remember how many it is now. Is it just 3 generations, or is it, I mean, you could probably go either way with that. But you get the concept of how deeply, tightly woven that maternal line is, and what our mother experiences while she is alive, and even before we are conceived, and you know what our grandmother, and then you know if our grandmother had our mother, and our mother had us and her already when she was conceived, she was in our grandmother's womb. You know what I'm saying? It's wild to contemplate. So I feel like in the collective with divine feminine, divine yin energy, and we're talking about energy. But I would also be talking about, you know, scientifically here. I'm talking about when you literally have eggs in your womb, you know, you carry this lineage of a responsibility of healing your maternal lineage. And that fleshes out and looks different very much for all of us. But I think it's a big note. Whether you're consciously aware of it and you're dealing with, we would say, maybe the mother wound. The High Priestess was really speaking to me about the mother wound. And it was like, here's how this is hitting me. You know, the 10 of Wands is like carrying karmic ancestral debt, carrying karmic ancestral wounding, karmic, you know, soul contract completion. When we come into this life, the things that we came in to make an agreement upon to heal and to lift up in our lineage that we're born from. It was specifically speaking to me, though, you know, obviously Pisces season, and yes, you know, as human beings, divine source walking in form, we all have divine masculine and divine feminine energetic aspects within us. And our souls are very interestingly and uniquely aspected, and I respect everyone for that. But what I'm saying is literal womb space and that energy of the maternal line. I'm getting that with the High Priestess, and it's like a rebuilding with the 3 of Pentacles, and there is healing. You know, the Queen of Swords, I think I get an image of like a divine feminine, but maybe in a very much a warrior, maybe like a Kali dance as we get ready to prep to crown the baby out of the new zodiac wheel. You know, it's big, huge energy going up to the spring equinox as well. But it's almost like this divine feminine warrior who honors how sacred her yin flow energy is in her sacred womb space, and she's standing up with this sword. You know, it's very Kali-like, or you could say it's very Diana, the huntress of the forest. Whatever archetype works for you, you know what I'm saying? Athena, whatever resonates, right? We can go on and on. Oh, I love to pick me some warrior goddess, you know, Sekhmet, you know, don't even get me started, but it's an energy of like wielding this sword and kind of slicing the cord. And it's saying when we rebirth at this time, we slice all those, and it's not to slice them to say we didn't do our due diligence. We're not trying to escape anything. We have blood, sweat, and teared and labored and bore this thing all the way out for generations. And now we've come in with our soul contracts, our karmic cycles, our ancestral inheritance, and our lineage, and the wounds and the work. Ten of Wands, the work that we've been doing. But now, Age of Aquarius, now Saturn shifting out of Aquarius into Pisces is saying, this time we slice all those cords, and when the baby comes out this time, it's all healed. It is all leveled up. It is shifted up into a new level of vibration, into a new level of consciousness. And it's a very, very, very powerful energy. We are not carrying these karmic, the weight of this karma on our backs anymore, because we want to build something new. Now, I will say that the Queen of Swords is very much giving, like, this healing journey is going to look different for all of us. Does this mean, in this forgiveness and this acceptance and this healing of wounds, that we go back and then we run back in and we try to save everyone again? No. And if relationships are repairable and salvageable and they feel healthy and non-toxic and there's growth and there's ownership, we're not going to relationship counsel in this video. You have to learn to do your own wound healing and shadow work, and to understand and trust your own discernment. Virgo energy is very much about, I know my own discernment and I'm going to listen to myself. And you have to have your own discernment about the own relationship contracts you form in your life, and how you honor yourself and what your needs are. All of our journeys are going to look different. But this is definitely saying, this feels very twofold. It feels very much like the cobwebs are being cleared, the vessel is being cleaned out. We are being open to receive with a new sense of clarity. This feels very much like a clear and open third eye. This feels very much like a clear and open. The one thing about the Queen of Swords is her throat chakra isn't blocked. Okay, she may not be a king, but she is a queen, and this is not her first rodeo. She will speak and uphold her boundaries. And there's a new refreshing clarity. It's like a breath of fresh air coming in with spring. And again, the more that you can anchor this down into your home, into your sacred space, the more that you can really, y'all, I just see it so clearly. Marie, all up in it, listen, down to the last tiny piece of thing in your home as much as you can. And you feel intuitively guided to do so. Hello again, discernment. Let things go. And, do that with clarity, but don't doubt, don't doubt the fierceness of the sword that you hold either. I love how she holds her sword with such grace. But this is also giving, and a different vibration. We could maybe say a lower vibration of an awareness of things that may want to come back and sort of whisper into your mind, and to remember the level of consciousness that you operate from now. We don't want to go back into situations where our discernment is telling us not to, how would you say, re-sign up for contracts you've already completed. Do not go back and then think, well, I'll just put it back on my back and carry it again. Because in a 7-year, 2023, that's a 7th year. That is transmutation, magic, completing. And powerful manifestation, very high vibration, very, very, very fucking magical. And your chariot wants to move forward with aligned vision and with a quickness towards everything that will expand you into the highest version of yourself, into the highest level of growth of your wisdom, the expansion of your abundance. But we ain't going to be able to do this if we go back and pick up a whole new pile of shit and put it on our backs, put it in our chariot. We're going to drag our momentum, and that's our momentum dragging is definitely not what Jupiter being in Aries until May looks like. So let's be mindful. Let's also protect our mental health space. I'm hearing with those that wispy wind trying to whisper in your ears, and We want clarity in the third eye. We don't want nobody blowing the dust back in the third eye, okay? You know what I mean? If you're in your house or you're cleaning, you're wiping dust, you're doing whatever, you just maybe make yourself a mantra, you know? Because look, that's how the wise witch of the cottage, you know, it brings to mind this story where they used to say that the most powerful wizard in the world only knew of one that could match his power. And it was this wise crone witch in a very simple cottage in the forest. And he traveled across the world. That's how I heard it told to me. You know, this is one of those stories. Everybody tells it differently. But, you know, basically he travels to meet her, to understand her power, you know, because in his shadowy divine masculine, he's like, whoa, you know, how dare. You know, so he wants to know. He wants to, what's her power? And she was trying to teach him a lesson about why it was so important that she swept her porch and that she chopped wood and carried water every day. And she was sweeping her porch and there was so much power. And that story just kind of comes to mind, you know, as you clean the cobwebs out of your house, as you wash the floor, maybe with, I don't know why I'm hearing lemon. I personally have been working with lemon. I just dried out some orange peels and orange oil, any citrus oil, you know, lemon itself in a hot shower. Tons of ways you could use lemon, but I'm seeing lemon. But, you know, maybe you're washing the floors. Maybe you're dusting and you're repeating this mantra, you know, that as I dust this out of my space, you know, I dust and create, you know, I decree that I clear my mind. And, you know, doing something like this, this is how we mindfully chop wood and carry water every day. And we sweep our porch. And this is how there is so much power in the energetic space of your home and where you are grounded and founded in. So I love this energy. It's very powerful energy. I will say, man, this Pisces season has been something else, you guys. And you know what is really important in this Pisces season? Because again, I stress Pisces season so much. Y'all be like, you stress every season, and do, and will continue to do so. That's fine if it doesn't resonate. That's totally okay. But Pisces season is so important because, again, it's the culmination of the last water sign before the wheel ends. We may find ourselves reflecting on where was I at in spring of 2022? And then on top of that, because of Saturn's shift at literally the same time as the full moon, we may even be going back to when Saturn first moved into Aquarius and saying, where was I? In the spring of 2020, in the spring of 2021, we are not only culminating, because Saturn's moving into Pisces, right? We may be culminating, reflecting on, grieving, celebrating, releasing on multiple years of cycles right now. And this is important work. No one can sit here and tell you either how to do that. You know, we can share rituals that we do and what are good techniques for self-reflection. But as far as processing your own lessons and shadow work, that's only you, boo. That's only you. I'm going to do it in one way. I'm going to do it in that way. And then you know what? In this full moon chart, we also had an opposition to Mercury, the Sun, and Neptune. They were all in Pisces. And then we squared Mars. And then we triggered Mars and Neptune square. Anyway, saying all that to say, it can be a confusing energy that can want to present itself. And it's kind of this energy of a lot of revelations almost feel like they're attacking you or squaring up in your face. So again, Virgo full moon energy was so practical that it came in and asked us, look, see clearly. First, you have to discern and see clearly within. Because as within, so without. That's another law. You know, but I'm not even... Let's not do Hermetic's teaching today, but, you know, as within, so without. So we reflect and have discernment and see clearly within first, so that then we can see clearly without. You know, Mars and Neptune square energy has been going on since the fall, since like harvest season, since like September, October. Mars is divine masculine. Neptune is very elusive, occult hidden knowledge, scales falling off the eyes, meditation, receiving downloaded messages, going in the in-between, and Mars, that divine masculine energy is like, I want to go to, I want to jump to, let's get it done. I want to get up in the face of it. So we've kind of been dealing with this. It's like, do I want to wear rose-colored glasses, or am I tired of being deceived yet? And we are dealing with this within first. But obviously, clearly, you can look out into the media and the culture. Be careful about your media. You can look out in your own community and in culture on the world stage, and you can already see people's... It's red pill, blue pill time. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to take off rose-colored glasses, or are you not? Like, are you tired of being deceived and deluded, or nah, is giving. Okay, but we won't go on a tangent there. With this Queen of Swords and with the High Priestess coming out here in the cards for us today, it really makes me also think about how the full moon did a trine with Uranus. And Uranus is now the modern ruler of Aquarius. Used to be Saturn, but Uranus, you think Aquarius is the rebel. Uranus gets wild with it. Okay, Aquarius is like, let's all sit down at the table and, let's talk about our unique perspectives, and let's talk about like how the collection can evolve. And, I want to tell you about the visions, and I really see the best in this for all of us. And Uranus is like, hear me out. What we're going to do is set the building on fire, because then that way they will have no way to not look at how these fumes over here are affecting the blob. You know what I'm saying? You could really draw that on out into your own different examples. There's plenty on the stage today to pick from, but the full moon trining Uranus, all right? The full moon in Virgo trining Uranus is very much like, is giving like, what is it? The truth will set you free, but it's really going to piss you off first. And again, this is happening within so that we can anchor it together without. Okay? We are in an energy of seeing things that they are. We don't want to sit in delusion and continue to kind of nurse things as how we wish they could be. One of these astrologers that I admire and I read a lot of her writing said something about you got to be willing to be pissed off right now, but that's okay. And we don't have to practice avoidance, and we can still even love ourselves and care for ourselves and forgive ourselves and forgive others while we go through this process, right? So where is the deck that I had been pulling from? Oh yes, the Guardian of the Night. Hold on. So I've been pulling in my one-on-one work. I've been pulling just one card and then clarifying with other cards from the Guardian of the Night Tarot. So what I want to do before I let you guys roll out, let's shuffle one card. This is a beautiful deck, by the way, if you love animal spirit and very earth-based energy in your tarot. This is wonderful. I'm very picky when people try to do this with tarot, because it's really got to be done right and done knowledgeably. But I love just the forest, nature vibes here. I also love, this is not a traditional tarot deck, but I love how she kind of explains what her thought process was with the animal and why. I love that you see unique animals in here and traditional animal spirits in here as well. I'm in the Appalachian area in the southeast here, and so I relate to a lot of these animals as well. I love this. Let's get one card here for the collective, spirit and our ancestors. What do we have? Just one card for the full moon in Virgo. I really want to, I hope in the next day or two, I'm in springtime candle making mode, but I hope to make time to sit down and talk to you guys about Saturn moving into Pisces, because it's so big and important. All right. Wow. This card, so Piscean. This card came out, ooh, and on the bottom, oh, you guys, Oh, see, that's spirit rewarding me. Anyway, that's the card that came out, and I connected to it so deeply, you guys, but I was sad. But, we're going to read both. And bless you if you have been here for 45 minutes with me. I appreciate you so much. I really just do this for you guys because I want you to have access to it. But this came out more than once in the one-on-ones for the full moon. This is the Eight of Cups. And I love this energy so much. Look at these beautiful cards. And then the Queen of Pentacles. So Virgo. Yes, Pisces and Virgo said, see, we'll come back round for you. We'll come through for you. I love that. I'm going to read just right out of her book because I love how she explains the uniqueness of each card. So here we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups brings to the surface feelings that arise from examining your current status in life and discovering something is missing. Ooh, and are we not all there? Oh my goodness. I know if you over here taking the pill, if you taking off the glasses, you definitely talking about is maybe more than something missing. But anyway, there's almost a hollowness that comes with the energy of the Eight of Cups, an emptiness that is waiting to be filled. You may notice that your current situation no longer leaves you feeling nourished or excited. This card is not all doom and gloom, though, quite on the contrary. What it does is offers a glimpse of a brighter future, of greater possibilities that are waiting in the distance. When you draw this card, you may already know that there is a grander opportunity out there, but you may need to abandon something challenging to release, to move forward. The way I approach the Eight of Cups energy is that the energy that comes from graduating or moving away from a situation you have outgrown, as we were just talking about, Saturn shifting into Pisces, it's graduation. There is a part of you that doesn't want to change because your current situation is so familiar and comfortable. It's easy, but in the end, you know that the time has come to say goodbye and embark on a new path. You may love a job that you've held for years without a promotion. You may have created bonds with your coworkers, but when the possibilities are slim for any advancement, and the feeling that surfaces thanks to the Eight of Cups is one that leaves you teetering between anticipation and dread, you will know a change is needed. The mighty jaws of the tiger can crush just about anything, yet at the same time, the tiger's mouth is gentle enough to carry its young. Use the power of the tiger to claim your future while maintaining control of your emotions. When you call upon the tiger, you will be amiable and yet firm in your decision making. Tigers have a regal, graceful quality. They are true leaders and possess a strength that commands respect. Use this energy when you need to communicate your plans for the future with others, and you will notice that the support you have enjoyed will move with you when you move forward. Yes, tiger energy brings strength, nobility, and emotions. I love that. It's probably one of the most unique interpretations, and I've had a lot of decks over the years, and I love that one. It is very unique, but it resonates. It does resonate for me. We're also going to read the Queen of Pentacles. We kind of have to because she was on the bottom of the deck under the Eight of Cups, and that was the card that I had connected to so beautifully. Look at that. So that's spirit confirmation, I love her crown of stars in the sky. Did I say Queen of Cups? I meant Queen of Pentacles. I do love this energy because, in the southeast here, and we all have these places in different areas, you can get out far enough outside any city, y'all, and find the country. And you don't have to drive very far here to see some cows, to see some horses, to see the pastures. And so it makes me smile to see the cow. But it's a very revered animal spirit, Long after I created the King and Queen of Pentacles, I discovered a book, A Shaman's Guide to Spirit Animals, by Lori Morrison. Morrison lists the cow's keywords as love, generosity, and compassion. And for this royal couple, nothing could be more accurate. When you encounter the Queen of Pentacles, you know it. She is warm, motherly, and generous, almost to a fault. If you are in need, she is already there to support you, however she can. That's the maternal energy, but that's also the spirit of the energy of Gaia as well, you know? If you are about to jump on an idea and the Queen of Pentacles arrives, go forward, knowing that your resources will not be harmed. If anything, will grow with her support. I'm just reminding you guys, you know, we're going to have to buckle up because things are going to get interesting. With the ingress of Aquarius and, you know, what Pluto is going to be doing later on. You know, the earth is there. The earth is there. The earth is abundant. The earth is beautiful. The earth provides. Gaia's spirit, you know, the ocean, our mother and the father and our son. But anyway, it's a message. We will always grow with her support, right? The Queen of Pentacles asks that you approach your situation with the same loving energy that she offers to the world. Be generous, be kind. We were talking about generosity and giving away the things you're not using right now. Yes, Spirit. Be generous, be kind, be supportive of those around you, and all that you give will come back in greater abundance. I would dare you, test me on that. Go out and try that. That principle in my life has never disappointed me. Okay? Although wealthy and accustomed to the finer things in life, this is not an energy of garish opulence. It is an energy that creates space for all to flourish. When you take on the role of the queen, not only will you feel like $1,000,000, those around you will as well. The cow brings stable, grounded energy to your situation. This noble and revered animal brings her natural energy of a mother, a nurturer, and a companion. Call upon the cow spirit when you need to feel comforted and cared for during times of stress or uncertainty, and she will create around you a loving space for you to thrive. The cow and cattle energy brings grace, nourishment, sacred guardianship, good fortune, and focus. Very beautiful. I'm so glad that I decided to tap back in with you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of the energy this week. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon.